Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to confront a profound mystery that sits right at the very center of our daily existence. We're exploring a hidden realm that we all visit every single night, yet we fundamentally misunderstand it. So I want you to clear your mind, get comfortable, and really prepare for a paradigm shift regarding what it actually means to be awake. If you live an average lifespan, you are going to spend 26 years of your life asleep. Yeah. Just let that sink in for a second. 26 entire years. Gone. Unconscious. Totally in the dark. And how does modern society react to that massive chunk of lost time? Well, we panic. We fight it tooth and nail. We're up at 2:30 in the morning, doom scrolling just to squeeze out one more hour. We're downloading sleep hacking apps to micro-optimize our cycles. We're building corporate napping pods for strategic 20-minute power downs before jumping right back into the hustle. It's like we treat rest as this scarce resource, an annoying, inconvenient glitch stealing our precious productivity. But what if I told you that is completely, fundamentally wrong? Sleep isn't an interruption of your life. When you close your eyes, you aren't just powering down. You are running a completely different operating system. Section 1. A different operating system. The biological reality. For the longest time, we kind of just viewed sleep as this passive state, right? A state of emptiness. But the hard biological reality, which is backed by decades of neuroscientific research, reveals this hyperactive, incredibly complex landscape. During rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, your brain isn't resting at all. As you can see here, it fires at near waking levels. It's burning energy, it's processing data, it is actively engaged. And when we shortchange this process, well, it's not just about feeling groggy. Chronic sleep disturbance is directly linked to Alzheimer's, heart disease, obesity, and depression. Sleep is a brutal, non-negotiable biological mandate. Section 2. The brain's garbage truck, the glymphatic system. Okay, so this brings us to the physical mechanics of why we actually need this operating system to run. Simply put, your brain needs a deep clean, and it does this via the glymphatic system. Think of this literally as the brain's garbage truck. See, when you're awake, your brain cells are firing, doing all the heavy lifting to keep you alive and thinking. But all that metabolic work creates toxic byproducts, specifically dangerous proteins like amyloid beta and tau. It is only when you sleep that this glymphatic system kicks into overdrive, literally flushing these toxic waste products right out of your central nervous system. And the research on this is super clear. Sleep disturbance isn't just a symptom of diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, it actually acts as a catalyst. Because when you don't sleep, the garbage truck simply doesn't run. That toxic buildup of amyloid beta and tau proteins just accumulates. Failing to prioritize sleep is quite literally letting neurological toxins pile up inside your head. Section 3. Virtual reality, the brain's threat simulation. But physical maintenance is really just layer 1 here. What about our cognitive survival? Like, why do we actually dream? When you enter REM sleep, your brain initiates this absolutely fascinating 4-step loop. First, it disconnects from external senses, shutting out the physical room you're in. Then, it activates an internal virtual reality. Step 3, it actively simulates threats. And step 4, it uses those exact simulations to update your predictive model for your waking life. Your brain is essentially acting as a Bayesian predictive engine. It's guessing the future by rehearsing the absolute worst-case scenarios in the total safety of your own mind. We actually see this reflected perfectly in the dream content of the Mihanaku men, an indigenous group living in a much more ancestral environment. Notice that massive blue slice on the chart? Over 56% of their dreams involve objective threats. We're talking wild animals, physical conflict, real survival situations. This isn't random static, folks. Our ancestors survived because their brains use sleep as an evolutionary training ground. Dreaming is nature's original VR simulator, designed specifically to keep you alive. And the engineering behind all this is just stunning. Through a process called hierarchical predictive coding, your brain is processing these intense survival simulations and actually firing the physical motor commands to run, fight, or hide. So why don't you go thrashing out of bed? Well, because your brainstem uses something called muscular atonia. It temporarily paralyzes your peripheral muscles. So you are running through the jungle in your mind, your motor cortex is screaming, run, but your body is safely locked down in bed. It's a perfect risk-free sandbox for cognitive optimization. Section 4. Waking up to sleep. All of this research, the waste clearance, the neural network optimization, the threat simulations, it all points to a profound realization that kind of shatters our standard view of reality.
The philosopher Thomas Metzinger put it best. He said, "What we call waking life is a form of online dreaming." Think about that. What you see, what you feel right now as you watch this explainer, is really just a predictive model constructed by your brain. And the foundation of that model, the heavy lifting that makes your waking perception even possible, is entirely built and optimized while you are offline, in the dark, fast asleep.
So I want to leave you with this. If dreaming is what actually prepares your mind for reality, is sleep really an interruption of your life? Or is your waking life just the testing ground for the reality your brain builds in the dark?